Hi guys, it's Habiba and welcome to another segment of Biba's Journey. Before we get started, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and everyone who has helped spread the word and share the link. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. And if you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Today is a good day to subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button and please do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you. So let's get started. If you tuned in for the first segment, you remember that I ended just about the place we had received the remarking for our IELTS exam, my third attempt, and the writing component of the exam had been increased from 6.5 to 7. So this increase gave us a boost of 50 points, and that increased our express entry profile points to 460. Now I think I mentioned that in 2018 the minimum point needed to receive an invitation to apply from Canada was 440 points. So with 460 points we received our invitation to apply on the 19th of December 2018. When we received this email, we were excited, we were delighted, we were just so happy because for us it meant that we were making progress. Now once the excitement had worn out, reality set in because this is another phase of the process that needs a lot of work and attention. So we got to work. Now just a side note, an invitation to apply or ITA from Immigration Canada does not guarantee that you're going to receive your permanent resident visa, does not guarantee that your application is going to be approved. Rather, what this phase is an opportunity for you to defend the points you had claimed. Prior to this phase, the relationship between the applicant and Immigration Canada was based on trust, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So prior to this, every point you had claimed, and let me use us, every point we had claimed were awarded to us by Immigration Canada based on trust. Now this is the point, this is the phase where you show evidence. This is the phase where you put your money where your mouth is, so to say. So we got working. We had to show proof, we had to send proof. So for our finances, we stated we had 19,000 Canadian dollars available. So we had to go to the bank, print statements, get a letter from the bank. We also, part of the supporting documents we needed were our medicals. We took our medicals at a designated clinic in Abuja. When you take your medicals, you're given a receipt or a paper, so to say. And what that paper just simply states is that you have taken the test. The paper is not the result. The results are sent directly to Immigration Canada from the designated clinic. We sent our IELTS results because prior to this, Immigration Canada had no idea our scores. So we sent the most recent, the one with the highest scores. We sent in our police report, your biometrics. There's a whole list of things that need to be attached to your application, and you get that list with your invitation to apply email. So we got all those ready. Those they're called supporting documents. Another very important supporting document that we had to send and attach to our application was the employment reference, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So both my husband and I, we had to send in employment reference for the jobs we had claimed points for. So in my case, as a primary applicant, I had to do that. So in August of 2018, I went to my supervisor and I asked for an employment reference. Now, if you've been following very clearly, if you've been following my timeline, you should be asking yourself, why is she asking for a reference in August when they haven't even received an invitation to apply? I just wanted to be proactive. When I have a project I'm excited about, I just go for it. So I did. Why not? There was nothing wrong with that. So I got my I asked my supervisor for it. I told him what it was going to be for and explained that there's a format that's that's expected. And so I got the letter. Now this letter is very important. I actually went back to look for the old letter I used, and I have it here. I'm just going to summarize what was inside mine. Again, this is not the standard format, but you can use whatever format you have, but there's some certain things that need to be included in the letter. So mine read something like, obviously it was on headed sheet. This is to confirm that Habiba Onuora works with ABC organization. She's been a staff since X amount of years. Her current designation, very important, is communications officer, and this is her salary, what she gets per month, what she gets per year, and also she works on a full-time basis. Now this is extremely important because you are claiming points for full-time work, and for me, I like to be very particular. So I asked if the exact number of hours, 40 hours, could be put in bracket close to full-time. Then the letter also read and stated something in the lines of, I so am her direct supervisor, and I can confirm that she performs the following jobs and responsibilities: column, space, and bullet points. Now this is extremely important. Please pay attention to this. There's a colleague of mine, a former colleague of mine, whose application was delayed by over 12 months because she did not do her due diligence in regards to her reference letter. Now, if you can recall, in the first segment, I spoke about the importance of choosing the correct NOC code. Now, this is where you need it. And this is where Immigration Canada are going to check for it. So, my supervisor in the letter listed my roles and responsibilities. Now, Immigration Canada states that your roles and responsibilities have to have at least a 70% match to whatever NOC you choose. So again, it is extremely important that you choose the right NOC. So with this, I was given my reference letter. It was signed and dated, again on company headed sheets. It was stamped. If your organization has a stamp or a seal, please use it. The more the merrier. So I had this, simple, yeah? No, not that simple. Sometimes there's some extenuating circumstances, as in the case with me. So this was in August. In October, I got a new job and I started working there in November. Now, this job, before I accepted it, I was at this time, we're Canada conscious. I made sure that the job roles were in line to my chosen NOC 1123. I started the role in November. We got our ITA in December, and we're ready to apply in January. Now, back to work reference. You have to submit reference for every job you claim points for, and your current job, your current position. You also have to send a work reference for that. So in my case, I had been working in this organization for only 2 months. I was under probation. So I was torn in between, do I go ask my new employers for a reference letter when I'm under probation, when I've just started this role? At the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, employers really sometimes don't like to hear that, their staff are leaving. And I had just started this job. I liked the job, I was enjoying it. I hadn't received, or I wasn't even sure I was going to receive my permanent resident visa from Canada. So it was like a bird in hand. It's worth two in the bush. Let me not lose this one, for something I'm hoping for. So that was what I was torn in between. Now, just side note, Immigration Canada are not here to deny or reject people's visas. They're not here to be mean. I mean, why would they be mean? Why would they just send out rejections? It's Immigration Canada that claim or say that they need skilled workers anyways. So there's a section in your application that's called LOE, Letter of Explanation, where you have the opportunity to send a letter explaining everything or anything in your application that you feel needs further clarification. And so we decided to use that. I was very honest in my letter, maybe too honest. I stated that I could not provide a reference for this current position because I had just started and I didn't want to raise eyebrows, and I don't want to lose a job, that I have for something that I'm still, hoping for. However, I backed it up with the contract letter I received from the job. My contract letter had my designation. It also states that I was full-time, very important. It stated my monthly and yearly salary. And very important, it listed out the job roles I was going to be performing in this new position as a communications specialist. I also sent in my 2-month payslip because I had my payslip from November and December. So I attached that to the letter of explanation. I also printed bank statements for November and December and highlighted the part that had my salary come in. Furthermore, this job I had just started had been advertised in one of the national newspapers in Nigeria. I looked for that newspaper online. I looked for the advert, screen grabbed it, and also attached it to my application. Because sometimes there's some circumstances that are beyond your control that you cannot, they just happen. So if that happens to you, if that ever happens to you, please use the letter of explanation. That is what it is there for. So with this, we sent in all our supporting documents. We made the payment, the application payment, and payment for right of permanent residency fee. We also paid that, and we sent in our application on the 8th of January 2019. Now, when we sent in the application, there was a huge sigh of relief. I think that day there was more than joy. I had told myself that I wasn't going to panic. I wasn't going to call Immigration Canada to find out the status of our application for the next 6 months. The reason I chose 6 months was because Immigration Canada actually state that they plan to attend to 70% of all applications within a 6-month time frame. So I said, you know what, from now till July 8th, I'm just going to carry on with life as usual. No, that is not what I did. If like me, you joined a lot of social media platforms, your heart is going to be beating all the way. I was on this particular WhatsApp group. It was a Nigeria WhatsApp group for people that had sent in their application in January 2019. There was over 100 of us on that group, and so I was on that group. So January came, February, March, and then at the end of March, one dude on the group comes up and says, guys, rejoice with me, I just received my visa. I was like, what? And from then on, panic sets in. I started panicking. I said, oh my goodness, why hasn't ours come? It's because of that reference letter. I started to panic. March came, April. By April and May, a lot of people in the group had started receiving their approvals for their visas, and we were still waiting. My husband kept telling me, calm down, it's not 6 months yet. Then July 8th came, 8th of July, and nothing. At this point, I feel as if I'm going crazy. Now, ask anyone who has been in this situation, or if you're currently, waiting for IRCC to get back to you, you know that the worst part of the whole process is the wait. The wait is excruciating. I can't explain it, but that wait is not even funny. So July 8th, we hadn't heard from them. At this point, I had become an avid IRCC caller. Like, I used to call them like 2 or 3 times a week. In fact, there was one particular time I called and the lady said, "But madam, you called yesterday. You called, twice last week. You calling often is not gonna make the process faster." I said, "I know. I know." But I was still calling. Then end of July and nothing. At this point, I was like, you know what? Okay, que sera, sera. Then on Friday, the 2nd of August, I was at home with my family. We're calling it in for a night. And my husband asked if I had called IRCC. This was about 9 p.m. And I said, yeah, I did. In fact, he said, have you called your people? I said, yes, I did, but I didn't get through. He said, why don't you try them again? So I did, and this time I got through. I spoke to a very nice lady. And the first question she asked me was, have you received an email from us? I said, no. Should I be expecting an email? She said, yes. I said, can you see the email on your screen? She said, yes. I said, can you tell me what it is? She says, no. I pleaded with her and she said, no. She said, just wait. You'll probably get it next week, Monday. I said, fine. I got off the phone and I was very sad because I had heard people say that when you call IRCC, if it's good news, the agents usually tell you over the phone, and if it's bad news, they don't tell you. I don't know if this is true, but from what I heard, I was like, oh my goodness, this is bad news. So we went to sleep. At about 11 p.m., NEPA brought back light. And you know how it is now in Nigeria, the siren, that noise. And I woke up in my usual fashion. I just stretched and I got my phone. There was an email. I opened it and it was from Immigration Canada. It was a ready to receive your visa email. I quickly woke my husband up. I said, the email is here. It's here. It's here. He's like, what is here? I'm like, it's here. He goes to the bathroom to wash his face, comes back. He thought he was dreaming. It was a ready to receive visa email. Our application had been approved. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It was as though we had won the lottery. For anyone who has passed through this process, you know what I mean. And I do hope that for everyone that is hoping and still waiting for their, approvals, that you get to experience the feeling, because I really don't know how to explain it, but it's a good feeling. We couldn't sleep that night. It was joy unspeakable. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope I've been able to provide some information to someone who is watching. If you have any questions in regards to last week's segment or today's own, please subscribe to Biba's Journey. Send a message and I'll respond as soon as I can. Next week, I'm going to be talking about why we chose Atlantic Canada. I'm going to really break down the Atlantic. It's fertile ground. It's a place that hasn't really been harnessed and it has a lot of potential. Until next time, thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day.